Hello, hello, hello. Just gonna make sure I can hear me. If I can hear me, then it's fine. All right, I can. All right, I can hear me. It's fine. We're good. All righty. Welcome. I'm gonna put my phone on the charger right now. Yeah. I don't know how many people are gonna be here, but I decided to do this quickly. So yeah, what the plan is, This is going to be my cast assessment for MCC 29. I'm doing it on a live stream this time around because been having a couple of a few trouble, so, or having some problems in terms of screen recording stuff. So, like, I did attempt to record an episode of this or record my cast assessment as it would be like the other ones in the past, like the other ones I've done in the past, but it didn't record all the way. So yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna type in the chat so yeah. So make sure that's working there. Yeah, so we're gonna run through all the teams. I have a I have a Google Doc or a Google I have a Google slide presentation here with all the teams. We'll run through all the teams here, and then I'll give you my final prediction at the end. I actually can't really remember who my winner pick was because it was a couple days ago. Yeah. I will be I'll do a let's talk about the issue. Probably come out on Wednesday. If this would work, that would be great. It's taking a while for it to load. I just want to make sure I want to know. Like, I can't exactly remember who I picked as my winner pick. So just gonna wait for this thing to load here. Obviously, like the preview, we would already suggest a okay. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Yeah, like the thumbnail. So obviously, you would suggest a who I'm would be a, there's some people who aren't going to be in it. I know Dream isn't going to be in it. Thank God that I'm I'm happy. I'm actually happy that Dream's not in it. Like, I know Dream did say that he's not for a while, and for me, to be honest, for me, I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that decision. My face cam seems to be having a very tough time right now. Anyways, we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna test this quickly. Make sure it's working. Is it working? All right, it seems to be working. Yeah. So yeah, like, I'm happy that some of these people who are usually considered mainstays. Why? Internet's weak. I don't know how long the stream's gonna last for. So yeah. All right, let's just run through it. Starting off with the Red Rabbits here, where we have Sapnap, 5 up, Jack Manifold, and Eric on the Red Rabbits here. And you know what? I think this team has a pretty decent chance here at pulling off the win. I think Sapnap is debatably the best player in the history of MCC, and I actually do think that Sapnap is better than Dream. Now, yeah. 5 Up's also a good player. Eric's a fantastic player as well. Like, there are 3 people on this team who haven't won, who have won. And then there's obviously Jack Manifold who hasn't won, but he's made it to Dodgeball before. So I think there's definitely a shot here that this team could win and make it to a Dodgeball. I definitely do see that. Is the stream still a thing? Because I know apparently it did cut out yesterday. Or in the last stream I did. I don't know. There's someone playing a movie in the background. I'm going to try and talk extremely loudly so I can drown out the noise. So, yeah. Let's I think there's a high winner chance here. If it doesn't get to Dodgeball, I think this team makes top 5. I think so. And I think that Sapnap will probably end up leading this team. Then 5 I've been Eric as co-host, and then Jack is trying just kind of sitting along here and riding the wave. And yeah, we'll see what happens there. And next up, we have the Orange Ocelots, where we have Phil's Ride Guy Rocky, Smallish Beans or Joel, and Impulse. I'm just making sure that's working. Everyone here has played in an MCC before, so that's good. And I think this is going to be fun. This should be a good team to see. Now, apparently this team is more like this team is like actually has a better. It seems to be on track for a better average than the last team. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm just going based off what I saw in the CP and the All Things MCC predictions. But I think this team's actually pretty good here. Obviously, Phil is a phenomenal player. He's done really well in some of those games there. Rye Guy Rocky is also good. I mean, he's not in every event these days, but he's a good player. And then Joel has definitely progressed and has progressively gotten better and better here. And we'll talk about one player who I think is actually getting progressively worse a little bit later on as well. And obviously Impulse as well. I think Impulse is also a good player. My face cam is having a really bad reaction right now, and I don't know why. But obviously Impulse, I know him from like Double Life, Limited Life, Last Life. We've like Third Life, like those Green Life series, and I do like those. Obviously, I did talk about Impulse in my winner ranking the other day. So yeah, I think there is a chance. Like if this team makes it to a Dodgeball, I could definitely see a world where this team does end up winning. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Realistically, I probably think this team lands into like a 4, 5, or 6 spot, but we'll definitely see what happens. We'll see what happens, and maybe a third as well. I think like a range from 1 to 6 could happen, and for this team, we'll see what happens though. Next up, we have the Yellow Yaks, Fruit Berries, yay Canadian, woo. We have Sneak Snag, Captain Sparkles or Jordan, and Captain Puffy. So we have the 2 captains on this team here, and I'm actually happy. I think Sparkles has teamed with pretty much everyone here, or except maybe Fruit Berries. I can't remember. I think he has played with Fruit Berries before, but I don't know. It might have been a while, or maybe he hasn't. I don't know. I can't really remember. But I don't know. Well, I don't like people think this team has a chance to win, and I guess I could see that. And I guess Fruit Berries is kind of gonna take this team.
I don't think this team's winning. I don't think it's gonna win. There's definitely a shot. They do have a shot. I think they're all three are good players. Everyone here has a win at this point. But the one thing that I'm kind of concerned about with this team is Sneak, and that is kind of because I think Sneak kind of doesn't take the event that seriously, and I think that's just gonna harm the team. Really, I think I don't think he takes it seriously. I think he just plays to have fun, which it's fine. It's fine, but I think people who are playing to win and really it's not going to go well. I think he seems to just be joking around the entire time. And it's just so annoying, progressively annoying. I was having one the MSCC 19 when Tommy won for the second time. He got a second win. I had a hard time watching that VOD because I just could not. Because Sneak making all those jokes in the background was so. I just don't. I think Sneak's jokes aren't funny, and I think there's just. I think I don't know if he's ever gonna I suppose if he focuses, then I guess there is a chance here, but I don't see it. So for me, not really. Now, in terms of placements, this team could get to top 5, but realistically, it's once again probably 4, 5, or 6. I could actually maybe see it getting a third place in this one, continuing the third place, I guess, because that's Sparkle's brand at this point. Let's move on. Next up, we have the Lime Llamas. We have Pizza Hut, CPK or Callum, Kara Corvus or Kara, and Solidarity Gaming or Jimmy. And I don't think this team is winning. A lot of people are saying that this team is going to win, and I personally don't see it. I don't believe there is a way this team does end up winning here. And CBK is a solid player. However, we have 3 big question marks here. I think I do think Pete has definitely gotten progressively worse over time, and that is the person I was referring to a bit earlier on. I think Pizza Hut has definitely gotten worse over time. I don't think he takes the event that seriously anymore, and that's fine. And I don't think he's as good as Minecraft as a lot of people think he is anymore. He hasn't won since MCC 17. Since the first half of MCC season 2, which is almost going to be 2 years at this point. So I don't see it. And Kara has gotten last place before. While it would be fantastic to see Kara get her second win here, I just don't think it's going to happen. Kara's not that great anyways. And Jimmy, he used to be good. If I saw this team in the first half of season 2 sometime, I think there is definitely a shot here because Jimmy has done really well. But he's had some pretty recent disastrous events. And recent now he did end up winning MCC 28, which I guess maybe there's some merit to that, and maybe that gives them a bit of a chance here. But considering the recent trend last season, especially in the latter half, he's had some pretty disastrous events. And I think CBK is the most well-rounded player on this team, and even there's definitely a little bit of a chance. I think maybe there's a chance it sneaks into the top 5. But realistically, I think this team's going to get a 6th, 7th, or an 8th, unfortunately. So, but not really in winner contention for me. Next up, we have the Green Geckos, where we have Purple, Georgia Not Found, Gumi, and Snifferish. And I actually think this team has a pretty good winner. It's pretty big winner contention for me because Purple is a phenomenal player, and George is a phenomenal player. We've seen And them both win. Everyone on this team has won except maybe Gumi. I don't think Gumi's won before. I'm actually going to set that up quickly. I can't exactly remember. Let's see here. Actually, what is it? So, yeah. Gumi, MCC, no, MCC. Let's see here. Gumi. Like, so it shows like Gumi has a overall placement 32nd. I thought Gumi used to be really good. I did. Has she won? I don't think she has. She's made it to okay. So it says here she's made it to a dodgeball before. So that's something there. But no, she has not won before. She has no wins. So I guess maybe they're trying to get Gumi her win, and I think that'd be nice. I like seeing people get their first win here because I think it's insane how Sniff got her first win on her first event. I really like seeing that, and that's something new we haven't really seen a lot. Obviously, MCC 27, big exemption to that. Obviously, we saw 3 people get their first wins: Fire Breath Man, and obviously he's Fire Breath Man. We know how good he is. He's won. I literally today. I watched a whole bunch of his gameplay, and it's really wild. I think I can. We'll talk about Fire Breath Man because he's in this cast. Spoilers. But yeah, let's move on. Purple. I think Purple and George will definitely work well together. And I think this team definitely does have a chance to win here. I think this is top 3. I think this is a top 3 team. And I think there's definitely that chance there that this team is a top 3 finisher. And I wouldn't be surprised if this team does make it to dodgeball. Definitely top 5 in my eyes. Obviously, if let's say we switched out Sniff for a Dream, I would have been really pissed off with this team here. I would have been I think what are we even doing? But I a lot of the other teams, for me is at this point, some of these teams are pretty stacked, and I think there's definitely a chance, and you could definitely argue in some cases here. But I don't think this team, I don't think this team's ever going to get into the bottom half of the standings. But so yeah, and winner contention for me. And next up, we have the Cyan Coyotes, and where we have JoJo, Rambo, Scott, and G Nelly. And I'm going to be honest here. I don't think this team's winning. I think and the reason for that is JoJo, even though she's a phenomenal player, one of the best players in the history of that, and I don't think she doesn't take she said in a recent she wants to continue teaming with her friends, which is fine with it. I'm fine with that. She wants to team with her friends, but so she's not going to try as much. Try as hard as she has in the past. She has won 2 times now. One non-canon, 1 main canon, but I think in order to continue teaming with her friends, she's not going to be trying as hard. And I think that I'm hearing that from in CPK's or All Things MCC's prediction definitely hampered it for me. I don't think hampered their winning chances for me. I don't think this team's going to win. No, I suppose there's a little bit of a chance. But I think Scott's a phenomenal player as well. He's gotten several wins at this point. And G Nelly's also really good as well. Well, when she tries. And Rambo's pretty decent as well. So I think this team will fall in the latter half of the standings, unfortunately. But and maybe last place, but maybe not last place. Right? Maybe we'll see what happens. But I think it's definitely falling in the latter half. But we'll see what happens. Next up will be the Axolotls, where we have H-Bomb, Kretzy, Cub Fan, as False Symmetry. Everyone on this team has won before. Or now I've said this in the past. I'm not really familiar with the Hermits here. But I believe there's also this team has a big winner, is in winner contention, I guess, for me. And because everyone, like H has teamed with every person on this team before, except maybe Kratzy, but I think H has teamed with everyone here or before, and I think this team will work well together. And I think there's definitely a shot that this team makes it to Dodgeball. And I think H-Bomb is kind of still the same player as we've seen. He's pretty consistent in how good he is. Well, I mean, sometimes he doesn't try, and that's fine. I mean, obviously, he's won a lot. He's over 5 wins at this point. He has 5 wins at this point. He might have over. I don't know. But I think that, you know what, I'm happy with. I'm gonna, like, I probably won't be cheering for this team, but I wouldn't be surprised if the team lands in the top half of the standings, and I wouldn't be surprised if it makes it to a Dodgeball and possibly pulls out a win here. I think it would be a little bit under. He has won so many times at this point, and I mean, like, sometimes it's just like putting a thing. Like, I'm not mad that Dream gets into the events with these with like a George and stuff, but I think it's just kind of I don't like I don't like how Scott literally, because he gets to choose which team they go on, and like putting usually what Dream and like those guys are kind of on a they're on usually the Red Rabbits or the first couple teams. I think that's really dull and it really pretty predictable from the very second the teams are announced. And I mean, I think I probably would have felt the same way for MCC 27. But I mean, like, I like one big example of that is All Stars. I got really pissed off that like Dream is here, and same thing for the MCC Pride too. Like, why are we doing this? I know it's not meant. It's meant to be just for fun, but like it makes the event lose its suspense, and it just makes it not fun to watch when you know it's it's really, really fucking predictable on what's gonna happen. And like, yeah. So I think this team, though, overall pretty good team. I think there's a chance here. But like I probably won't be picking them as my winner pick, but you know, we'll see what happens. You know. Well, yeah. And next up, we have the Blue Bats, where we have Fire Breath Man, Amesy, Shelby or Shubble, and Elena. This is a tough team. I mean, like, I think Fire Breath Man to me is one of the best players in the history of MCC. I think he's probably debatably the best, and I think he will probably become the best at some point down the road. I think Fire Breath Man is pretty insane. I would kind of compare him to the Horacio. Kind of I compare him to Horacio from the challenge Ride or Dies, and even like Connor Bedard from WHL, the pro Canadian hockey player. You may have seen a few of those videos pop up on the channel lately. I've went to one of the games where like Bedard did really well, and like I kind of compare all three of these players, Bedard or Fire Breath Man and Horacio here, and yeah. But as for this team as a whole, I wouldn't be so like. There's a chance that this team does win it. I think as well. Like, I think there's a sliver of a chance here. Now, mind you, I don't think it's as big as a chance as 27, but I think there's like I wouldn't be surprised if this team slips into the top 5. Now, I don't know what. Like, I'm kind of, like the one big pick I did not agree with on the All Things MCC prediction is putting the Blue Bats at last. I don't think this team will get last. I don't think so. Now, I think there is a chance that this team falls in the latter half of the standings. Like it could go either way, but I don't think this team gets last place. Like Amesy has gotten better. Elena has gotten better, and Shelby's a pretty well-rounded player as well. I think like there's definitely they've done really. Everyone here has done well in events and has what it takes to possibly win an event here. And I think like they're not in winter contention for me. I don't think this team is winning, unfortunately. I just don't think Amesy and Elena are good enough players, but we'll see what happens. Maybe Firebreath Men will train them, and which is a complete possibility. There's definitely that side of Firebreath Men where he will train everybody, and to get a win or at least get to dodgeball. I think there's definitely the shot that this team makes it to the top 5. I don't see why it's not. I don't see why all things MC thinks that this team it gets in the bottom. I'm at the very, very bottom of the list standings here. Or number 10. I think that's I think that's pretty dope. A bad move on Callum's end, because I think Firebreath Man is such a good player. I think just him alone will probably him and Shelby will probably keep them in some sort of place where they're not in last. I think this team is probably primed to get I'd say probably a 4, 5, 6, 7, probably more of a 6 or a 7, and maybe an 8. But I don't think this team's getting last. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the event. And next up, we have the Purple Pandas, where we have Puns, Foolish Gamers, Ponk, and Michael. Now, I think the duo of Puns and Ponk is a pretty good duo. Everyone on this team is good. I think there's definitely a shot that this team makes it to a dodgeball again. And I think Puns is one of the best players in the history of the event. I do think that Ponk is a pretty underrated player. I think. I think Foolish has definitely gotten better over time. Now, on Michael's end, I think he has his event. He has his good events. He has his bad events. I think he probably will end up being the lowest contributor on this team here. Personally, there's a chance that this team makes it to a dodgeball. However, I think they get top 5. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I guess they're in winter contention for me because I think Puns is Puns. Puns is a fantastic player. I really like Puns as a player. He seems nice. He seems like a good player. He's done well in the past. Has gone to multiple dodgeballs. So yeah, let's move on. And next up we have Pink Parrots, where we have, or it's the last team here, where we have Ant Frost, Tubbo, Becky, and Good Times with Scar. And I think Becky might have been last event. I think so. However, I think this team might get last. I think this team probably will get last. I think there's definitely a shot that this team gets last year. I think it's a bottom finisher. I think Becky's not the greatest at the event. Good Times with Scars and Ant are probably the best out of this. And Tubbo is on and off. Sometimes he tries, sometimes he doesn't. And I think that's definitely gonna. I don't think he's gonna win. I don't think they're gonna win. I think there's a really low chance that they do. And I don't see why they keep saying that this event is the most stacked event or the most balanced event, because I think there's some teams that are quite I really don't see them winning, and that's kind of falls into this team. This team falls under that kind of category. So for me, not in winter contention. For me, not really someone I think is gonna win. And there we go. Now we have four winners teams in the contention here. I think I'm going to have Red Rabbit. I'm going to have the Red Rabbits. I'm going to have Green Geckos. I'm going to have I'll have Purple in there as well. And I guess we'll have Aqua. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have those four teams there. I think I'm going to cut Purple first. But I think it's going to come down between red and I think it's going to come down to be between red and green for me. And I did end up going with green. I think the team of Purple and George is kind of overpowered here. Well, not really overpowered. It's a good duo. I think this team is definitely probably going to end up pulling off the win here. I think Purple, I really like Purple, especially after his MCC 22 win. I think he's definitely destined for another win. If you don't know, MCC 22 is favorite events at this point. I mean, just see Captain Sparkles get his first win here. And I really enjoy seeing Purple play. I think he's going to become one of the best players in the history of the event at some point. And I think like everyone on this team is pretty well rounded. I think Gumi might get her first win here. So yeah, but there we go. That is my winner pick, and that is my cast assessment. But yeah, as for the videos in the future, I do plan on probably hoping to release a Let's Talk speaking about the issue that I'm having with the screen recording at this point and doing videos. It was probably maybe Wednesday. I'm probably going to end up recording that off my phone because yeah. We'll see what happens. But there we go. I guess that's the live stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. And yeah, I'll continue to cover like MCC in the future. I do want to do the Challenge Ride or Die review. I do want to do the Challenge UK review. I do want to do AGT All Stars. I guess I'll do a review for that. I think there's another show maybe. And I'm kind of watching Big Brother Canada 11, so we'll see where I go with that. Maybe if I finish it, maybe I'll do a review of that. Maybe not. I'm not sure. And then I will also do I'm going to do a review for Survivor 44 when that's over as well. And yeah, but there we go. That's the live stream. I was kind of a false ending there. But there we go. I'm going to actually screen in and yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching. See you later. Actually, I'm going to get, I want to see if the stream is holding up the entire time. For some reason, I like seeing the stream end on my end. That's kind of a joke, really. It's not really that big of a joke, is it? But yeah, there we go. I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you for watching.